us now.
Yeah. Monkey.
Welcome to Story Time with Scrappy and Friends. And my name is Scrappy Fan 92, and I forgot to assign roles for characters before we started, so we're just gonna go into this before we start.
I mean, if there aren't any new ones, it should be fine.
Yeah.
Like, I think we had like Yoshiko's cousins, friends. Some of them still didn't get names at the end of the story.
Yeah.
They sure
So-
didn't.
They obviously don't matter.
Yeah, you're right. Friends don't matter.
Yeah, who needs friends anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do this
Only
whole
with
show
the
by
baby.
myself, like every voice.
Alright, good luck then,
You-
Scrappy.
You already are. Hello.
Oh, Raider
Hello,
actually
everybody.
just
My name is
left!
Scrappy Fan 92.
Okay, so I was Yoshi. Oh yeah, we're reading Div Only to Say You're Mine by comments at the top. Obviously.
Did you do that on purpose, Raider?
Oh, he
Yes, I
absolutely
did.
did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pardon me. When we last left our heroes, they had, they went on a brunch with Yoshiko's cousin. That's what they did, right?
Something like something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Bachelorette party, was that it?
Yeah, I think that was it. It's kind of a bachelorette party, I think.
Yeah, they ordered stuff for breakfast. Brunch. There was a waiter involved. I remember that
Yeah.
because I wrote it down. So yeah, there was brunch and feelings intensified. I think that's the gist of everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Remind everyone, I am Yoshiko, the redhead friend and the brunette friend, and I was the waiter last time, but the waiter's not here, but there was a bartender, so I guess I'll be the bartender.
Cool.
Raideran is Yua and the narrator, because I am sure as hell not reading the story.
Yeah.
He's passed it off to me. He's passed off the quote-unquote burden to me.
Too spicy.
Adriva is Hanamaru and the blonde friend of Yua. And yeah, I think that's about it. We are in chapter 8, and as Harry warned me ahead of time, I think kind of alluded to on air a few times, yeah, this is probably where the story takes a more mature turn.
Yeah.
Really spices up. You really get that college kid life.
I read, in a rare moment of clarity on my part, I read all the chapters ahead of time.
Yeah.
And while there's nothing truly explicit in this chapter, it's I don't know what the word is, more risque than anything we've read on air up to this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when it's coming, so don't be afraid to interrupt me if you have to.
Don't say
Oh,
anything.
you'll
Let him-
know.
let him
You'll
just-
know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let
I
him
was
just
gonna
don't say
add.
anything.
I'll probably see it coming, but just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case I do lose a brain cell somewhere.
Yeah, you would have to try to not notice.
Like Yoshiko in general.
Yeah,
Wow.
basically.
Wow. Catching strays like that. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
No, yeah, the fictional character catching strays.
It happens more often than you think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess that's your warning, I say. I have no idea what our demographic for story time is.
Yeah. I should probably
Is
check
there
the
a demographic?
check the like analytics and stuff.
It's gonna turn out that everybody's conveniently 72 years old, so we know they're absolutely not old enough to be using YouTube.
You just say, "Ooh, what's this story time?"
Story time. I love story time.
I mean,
Mommy
I
used
do
to sell it to me all the time a few weeks ago.
I do wonder if like parents like just see the name Storytime with Scrappy and think, oh, it's like a YouTube web series with a Scooby-Doo character. It's just safe to put on for my children.
Oh God.
Oh no!
Then they get met with canon typical violence and whatever's about to happen in this chapter.
And Enzite.
Enzai. Yo, they get to learn about Enzai. Hey, you know what? I think that is a very good thing to teach kids about. Okay? It's a precautionary tale.
I mean, I don't think any children should be exposed to Enzites or Kingdom Hearts, so.
That reminds me, I was watching a stream like a few months ago, and dude totally said like, I think anyone who likes Kingdom Hearts just had a terrible childhood, and that made me so mad because I like Kingdom Hearts, but I enjoyed my childhood. So like, I take a little bit of offense to anyone saying anything about Kingdom Hearts in that breath.
I mean,
Don't talk about children in Kingdom Hearts.
I kind of had. I mean, my child was kind of iffy, to be honest. So, I mean, I don't know what that says about me.
Well,
I'm
you
sorry to
played
hear
Kingdom
that.
Hearts as an adult, though.
That is true, yeah.
So, how's
Like-
your adulthood?
Yeah.
Eh. Better, I guess, but like, still not great.
Well, I mean, maybe it's better because of Kingdom Hearts. Who knows? That guy's got to be wrong about something.
Yeah.
You want him to be wrong so bad.
I want to be wrong so bad.
Oh god.
So, yeah, I guess we'll get right to it. These chapters aren't particularly long, so we might be able to finish this story today.
Hopefully.
Cool.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Okay. And yes, of course, as of the story's by the story's normal tone, language warning for those who care about that. This is, if only to say your mind, by comment at the top, chapter 8.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we already swore.
Oh yeah.
I try not to.
Okay. Hanamaru has never been good at makeup. She's accepted that much. The girls around her always made it look so easy, so she had been inclined to agree when Ruby had texted her encouraging her to dress up for the evening. Be sexy, she had said. Branch out a bit. Yoshiko had been kind enough to lend her the necessary tools, but this was proving to be far more difficult than she had imagined. Her wrist twitched, immediately fucking up the line she had been so carefully drawing. She swore under her breath. Apparently in the narration too.
Yeah, narrator got real angry this chapter. I wonder what happened.
Yoshiko popped her head out from the bathroom, dropping her curling iron into the sink.
You good?
Hanamaru set both the eyeliner pen and the pocket mirror into her lap, sighing to herself.
Yeah, I'm fine. I just keep messing up my eyeliner.
Before she could even close her mouth, Yoshiko inched closer, stopping only when she was within arm's reach to wordlessly snatch the eyeliner pen from her hand. She leaned in closer, her breath warming Hanamaru's neck.
Hold still.
Every muscle in Hanamaru's body froze up, a cold sweat beading on the back of her neck.
Oh, no, it's okay.
She stammered, her cheeks threatening to flush a deep red.
You don't have to. I've got it.
Yoshiko rolled her eyes, slotting herself just around where Hanamaru's legs dangled off the bed's edge.
Shut up and let me help you, Maru.
Swallowing, Hanamaru nodded, muttering out a weak noise of approval. Yoshiko brought the eyeliner pen to her eyelid.
Stop wiggling.
I'm not moving.
Your eyelids keep your eyelids keep fluttering.
Hanamaru let out a tiny huff.
I'm not, like, consciously trying to do that, you know?
Yoshiko made another attempt.
Here, I just
Flaring her nostrils, she pushed in closer to Hanamaru, pushing one hand against her shoulder as she practically sat in her lap.
just lay back and close your eyes, okay?
Then, before Hanamaru could even breathe, Yoshiko pushed her back against the bed, climbing easily on top of her like she had done it a million times before. The moment her back hit the mattress, Hanamaru lost her breath completely. Yoshiko's knees were wrapped around her hips. Yoshiko's hand was pressed against her stomach. Yoshiko's forearm was brushing her shoulder. Yoshiko's wrist was resting on her chin. Yoshiko's breath was on her neck. All she could see, all she could feel was Yoshiko, a fallen angel dressed in all black. It felt like no time had passed at all, but Yoshiko soon sat up a bit, taking a moment to admire her work.
Wow.
She breathed, a strange expression finding her face. It was only there for a moment, but Hanamaru couldn't help but remember it. She had never seen it before, after all. But just as quickly as it had arrived, it vanished from her face as she seemed to shake it from reality, blinking back into focus.
I mean,
She grabbed the dropped hand mirror, putting it quickly into Hanamaru's hand.
what do you think?
Well, she had certainly done a much better job than Hanamaru could have. She absent-mindedly touched her cheek, unable to tear her gaze away.
Whoa.
A bit of a prideful glow found Yoshiko's eyes. Then... Huh? How is this written? Okay. Then, though Hanamaru was too caught up in her own reflection to notice, it melted into something much more fond. Soft, even.
You look really good.
She murmured, just barely loud enough to Whoa!
I'm just calling it audible, like can, instead
No.
of,
No. Like, read that again. Read that whole thing again.
No,
Just loud, barely loud enough to audible.
I know I'm making a joke about what an audible is in a different sense because that's the only way that will work in that sentence. So she's calling an audible out in the football field, Omaha.
You think I know sports?
I didn't realize that's what they were called.
Yeah. Well, now you do. It's a very
you
obvious
s-
why it's called an audible.
When you say I thought you. My brain just thinks audible.com.
No,
Yeah,
that's-
the audiobook service.
Maybe she
Yeah.
was just trying to boot up an audiobook. You never know.
Yeah.
She's loading up Dracula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, maybe she's just
Anyway.
really into Dune now. You never know.
Also,
Kids these days.
I hit the record button for 2 seconds by accident. That was great.
Hey, now you got a clean 2-second recording of a couple words being said.
Oof. Okay. She murmured, just barely loud enough to be audible. Hanamaru caught her eye, flushing at the praise.
You think?
Yoshiko could only nod.
You always do.
45 minutes, 2 impromptu sing-alongs, and 1 obligatory pregame shot later, Hanamaru and Yoshiko found themselves surrounded by the drunkest people they had ever encountered in their lives. The loud Hanamaru could handle. She'd certainly encountered her fair share of loud in her performing days, but having a bunch of strangers stand shoulder to shoulder with her wasn't exactly in her comfort zone. Yoshiko grinned over at her as if to say, "Isn't this fun?" It was not, but Hanamaru refused to ruin this for her, so she shot back a supportive smile. As if on cue, Yua shoved herself in between the two, slinging her arms over the girl's shoulders. Oh, that's Yua, not Yoshiko.
You saw a wine, you thought maybe.
Well, because Yua suddenly shows up.
Yeah.
It caught me off guard.
Plot twist.
I'm not gonna get too loud for this. I don't care enough.
Woo!
She squealed, shouting loud enough that she could be heard over the roar of the partying crowd. I'm getting married tomorrow.
So loud.
So loud, dude. The crowd roared in encouragement, several raising their drinks to the ceiling before taking a sip. Yua, it seems, had done a bit more pre-gaming than she initially let on. Dissolving into a fit of giggles, she pulled her bridesmaids' party toward her. Okay, ladies, I've got a last-minute secret for you. One obligatory dramatic pause later, she slowly pulled a shiny silver credit card from her purse. Drinks are on my dad tonight! The girls around her squealed, immediately starting to babble about what drinks they wanted to get.
Oh,
Hanamaru interrupted, reaching out slightly.
I can grab the first round if you want.
She didn't say that she needed a quick break from the crowd, worrying that it might come off as rude. But Yua just gave her a knowing look as she placed the card in her hand. That is such a good idea, Hanamaru. You're so smart. She turned to her bridal party with a grin. You ladies ready to dance? The redhead smirked back at her.
Let's. Oh, I'm so tipsy. Let's do this.
Yoshiko leaned in close enough that her lips brushed on the top of Hanamaru's ear.
You good?
Hanamaru made a point to remind herself that the proximity was a necessity to hear, not for any other reasons. Pushing the feeling down, she nodded, waving her off with a feigned smile.
I'm fine. Go have fun.
Yoshiko looked at her strangely for a moment. It was Yua who finally broke the silence between them, squealing and grabbing her cousin's wrists. Come on, Yoshiko, let's go dance, she urged, tugging at her arm. Their eyes met once more, but as Hanamaru shot her a reassuring glance, Yoshiko allowed herself to follow to where the other girls were dancing, seeming to loosen up a bit in their presence. The music and the energy of the people around her seemed to immediately brighten her mood, like she was meant to do just this. She almost looked like she was glowing. Hanamaru tried to ignore the pit forming in her stomach as she made her way to the bar. The moment she arrived, she set the shiny card on top of the bar just within the bartender's reach.
Hello, I would like to open a tab for my party, please.
She said, tripping over her words slightly. It was a bit on the formal side, she'd be the first to admit, but it was the polite thing to do, and Hanamaru was nothing if not polite. The bartender smiled down at her, setting down the glass he had been drawing and pulling the card closer.
Sure, sure thing. Can I get a name?
Hanamaru glanced at the bridal party.
Put it under Yua Tsushima.
The bartender nodded, jotting something down on a sticky note.
All right, Yua Tsushima. Sorry for mispronouncing that.
He looked up to meet Hanamaru's eye.
What can I get started for you all?
From across the room, the blonde began to yell at the top of her lungs to be heard over the music.
Hey, Haruhi! Oh, who's Haruhi?
She paused. Oh, no. You'll see. You'll get it.
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah. She paused, causing Hanamaru to smile to herself as she could see Yoshiko correcting her.
Sorry, Hanamaru! Get us some tequila!
Hanamaru returned her attention to the bartender, chuckling quietly.
5 shots of tequila, I guess?
The bartender cocked his head to the side, raising an eyebrow.
Aren't there 6 people in your party?
Before Hanamaru could reply, he explained.
Sorry, I saw you walking in with that bridal party, and I just assumed.
Hanamaru held up her hands to wave away his concern.
No, you were right. I don't really know if I'm gonna drink tonight.
Her words trailed off slightly as her attention drew back to Yoshiko, now really getting into her dancing. Even without much alcohol in her system, she was already dancing up against some guy with Yua, both of them giggling amongst themselves like they were in on some hilarious joke. The guy behind them, though, he seemed really into it. The pit in her stomach returned.
Actually, you know what?
A fire blazed in Hanamaru's eyes.
Make that 13 shots.
An impressive grin found the bartender's face, his jaw dropping slightly as he made a note on her tab.
Girl, you are so wild. I love it.
Making quick work of pouring the shots, he had a tray full of drinks in Hanamaru's hands in record time. Hanamaru looked worriedly down at the drinks.
Well,
She murmured to herself.
here goes nothing.
Joey's been
without
talking
another-
in the chat, by the way.
Joey. Joey in the chat.
Joy in the chat.
Woo!
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 There he is. He's in the chat. There he is. There's Joey, and he's in the chat.
Oh my god, where was I? Okay. And without
That's
another
second
thought.
Or another thought.
Yeah, and without another thought, she immediately downed the drink, pushing the empty glass back across the bar before returning to the other bridesmaids. The second she was in sight, the 2 smallest bridesmaids began to squeal, excitedly reaching for the drinks.
I
We
can't
say
remember
this
who it
at the same
is.
time, or
Yeah, sure.
This is one of them.
Yeah, oh yeah. So I don't know who it is. I forgot. So I'm just gonna pretend it's someone.
You want to rock, paper, scissors for it?
yo, bet. Don't know.
Yeah. I'm. Spoiler. I always use rock.
Oh, bet.
Rock.
I'm typing into no mic. Are you just gonna say rock? Okay, scissors.
What do you use?
Scissors.
Oh, so I guess I win then.
You get to pick your prize.
All right then. OMG, you party animal!
One exclaimed. Yua grinned a devious smile, turning to face each of the girls. Let's get fucked up!
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm so ready to get fucked up! The party erupted into cheers. Yoshiko, however, adopted a face of concern. This was abnormal behavior on Hanamaru's part, to say the least. I mean, she wasn't known to completely avoid alcohol. They'd enjoyed a drink or two in the past. But this reckless party girl behavior? It was like seeing herself reflected back at her. She wanted to have fun. She was determined to have fun. But, well, she was worried. Some part of her rationalized that maybe Hanamaru just wanted to make the best of a new situation. But some small sliver of her still knew instinctively that something was wrong. Cheers, ladies! Yua exclaimed. Then, as everyone downed 2 shots in a row, the sliver began to dissolve. Soon 2 shots became 3, and 3 became 5, and suddenly they had each taken 1 shot for each member of their group. Even Yoshiko, seasoned drinker and self-proclaimed heavyweight, was quickly losing control of her own inhibitions. As for Hanamaru, well... Maintaining steady eye contact with Yoshiko, Hanamaru used her hand to flip her hair from her neck, slowly trailing her fingers steadily from her collarbone to her hip as she inched closer. Knowing full well she had her attention, she closed the gap between them as they began to move in sync to the beat, allowing herself to brush up against her at will. Her entire body felt hot, and truth be told, she had no idea if it was Yoshiko or the alcohol.
Hanamaru.
Yoshiko mumbled against her ear, barely loud enough to be audible. Hanamaru placed her hand on Yoshiko's waist, tugging her closer. Songs came and went, but both girls remained glued to one another, not even breaking eye contact. Hanamaru was sure they were receiving attention from the other clubbers, but for the first time in her life, she couldn't care less. Yoshiko had her full and undivided attention as she moved her hands up her back and around her waist and brushing against her neck. She felt like she was floating. Before any rational thought in her body could warn against it, Hanamaru leaned in close enough for her nose to brush against Yoshiko's ear, murmuring with a voice lower than she had heard before.
God, and you drive me so crazy.
Yoshiko's mouth fell slightly agape, staring down at her with an incomprehensible expression. I am losing my mind.
Don't worry, I am too. I couldn't even read that one sentence right.
All thoughts of pretend flew out the window. Then, without warning, Hanamaru took a step back, maintaining steady eye contact as she walked away. Yoshiko watched dutifully as she made her way through the crowd of people, ready to receive the knowing glance Hanamaru shot her way just before disappearing from view completely.
That's a long
Yoshiko-
sentence.
It's about as long as the other ones.
It just feels longer, you know?
Yoshiko glanced up, a glowing neon sign. Restrooms.
Oh.
Moments later, Yoshiko found herself pushing her way through the crowd, ignoring the whistle and catcalls from men she might have once found appealing. But now looked gray and dull in comparison to what laid waiting for her behind that very door. The heavy-looking door swung open with ease, and leaning quietly against the edge of one of the several empty stalls, Hanamaru turned to face the intruder, her eyes brightening the moment she recognized who stood before her.
You came.
She breathed, wide-eyed and hopeful. Yoshiko could only nod. Grinning, Hanamaru grabbed the fabric of Yoshiko's top and spun her to push her into the stall behind her, immediately allowing herself to be pushed up against the door the moment it had closed.
Okay, Joey and Lewis are just being complete smart asses in the chat right now.
Moving on.
Obscuring the pair from any potential wandering eyes. That self-censoring, it seems, quickly became necessary, as Hanamaru's lips soon found Yoshiko's neck, causing her to... Okay. That phrasing just looks weird. I'm gonna read it as is.
Okay.
Causing her to, honest to God, whine.
Okay, Maru.
She murmured, her voice low and sultry. Hanamaru tugged at the hem of Yoshiko's skirt, placing her hands on that tiny sliver of waist that her crop top revealed as she made her way to her mouth, kissing her like her life depended on it. Because it did. In that moment, nothing else mattered. Just her. It had always been just her. Yoshiko kissed back feverishly, forgetting the rest of the world entirely. She buried her hands deep into Hanamaru's hair, and in that instant, completely unable to get enough of her. You know what? Maybe I should just give up trying to comprehend things. Maybe I should just read. Something fiery hot burned in the pit of her stomach. If there was ever a chance of stopping, that possibility had long since left them. Peppering kisses down to her collarbone, Yoshiko sucked hungrily at the ever-increasingly sensitive skin around the area, growing in intensity only as she was able to elicit a litany of moans from her closest friend. Well, perhaps something a bit more than that now. Instead, she let her hands wander, one finding its way up her stomach and waist and up to her chest, while another stayed firmly on Hanamaru's thigh. Hanamaru pushed into the contact, quickly becoming a writhing mess underneath Yoshiko's touch. She grasped at the back of her head, pulling her in even closer to her neck, desperate for any further stimulation. Unconsciously, she let her knees spread further apart so that Yoshiko's entire body fit neatly inside.
Fuck, Yosh.
Just then, a moment of clarity found Yoshiko. She pulled away, eliciting a small whine from Hanamaru. Ignoring this, Yoshiko met her eyes, a serious expression on her face.
Wait.
She said, removing her hands from Hanamaru's waist.
We're both seriously drunk right now. I don't think this is the best time for something like that.
Oh shit. For a moment, it looked like Hanamaru was searching for a good reply, and then her eyes widened, a sense of genuine urgency finding her face. Yoshiko started, her words starting to slur a bit.
You good?
Hanamaru speedily shook her head no, her eyes widening further as she flew her hands to her mouth, rushing forward without another thought. Luckily, Yoshiko had enough thought left in her to step to the side, moving out of the way so that Hanamaru could reach the toilet. She instinctively reached for her long hair.
Long hair.
It's her. It's her, obviously. Hello. She's just very, very long right now. You know, she's like 9 feet tall. It happens when you're in the state of what she's in right now. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She instinctively reached for her long hair, carefully keeping it out of the way of any unfortunate projectiles currently coming their way. It's
Ugh.
not as if she'd never been there before, though. It was almost always her with her head in the toilet bowl and not the other way around.
So it's not the toilet bowl in her. Like what was going on here? Like.
No. So Hanamaru's
Yeah, no,
about
I know.
throwing up.
I'm joking.
Yeah. Okay.
Just because of the way the sentence was written.
Okay. The nauseated tide quickly washed through Hanamaru, the sick exiting her body faster than it ever had in her life. Once it was over, thank God, and she was left with nothing but a dizzy head, a warm sweat on her brow, and an unpleasant taste in her mouth. Were she not feeling so wholly miserable from throwing up in front of the person she least wanted there, she would have been sighing in relief. Yoshiko inched closer to her, placing what she hoped was a comforting hand on her shoulder.
Hey, do you need me to get you some water or anything?
Hanamaru slowly turned to face her with miserable eyes, bracing herself with her elbows resting on the toilet seat. She couldn't bring herself to say anything. Not yet. Not with this terrible sinking feeling in her stomach. Filled with only thoughts of concern, Yoshiko leaned closer.
Maru?
Then, without an inch of warning, Hanamaru's eyes rolled into the back of her head as she collapsed onto the dirty bathroom floor, immediately losing consciousness. Still far too tipsy to deal with this, Yoshiko could only look down at Hanamaru worriedly.
Oh dear.
And that's the end of chapter 8. Hanamaru just died. What's gonna happen in the next chapter? That must be one crazy, like, super blackout drunk moment, huh?
Yeah.
I guess so. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I've never gotten drunk.
I don't
Yeah,
know
neither
what
have
I don't know what Joey's going on about right now.
Joey's saying that he probably I'm not sure if empathizes is maybe the right word, but he knows what Hanamaru's feeling, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what
I can confirm without a shadow of doubt.
Hi.
That's exactly how it's
This is absolutely top tier writing. I have actually lived this shit.
I think the writer
Oh,
might have
wow.
lived it too then.
welcome, Joey.
The
Wow.
writing
This
is
does have
actually
good writing.
completely on point, and the person that wrote this knows exactly what they're talking about. I mean, I can't confirm the Yuri smut stuff, but like I can confirm the physically wanting to die shit.
I imagine
Never
that's
got
how it
super
generally
drunk and
goes.
just became a lesbian? I can't believe it.
Wait, I'm a lesbian? What?
Only when you're drunk.
What is happening?
That's an entrance.
Dude, what?
I
What?
will-
What is
By the
happening?
way, when you guys continue the next chapter, I will fuck off and continue trolling in the chat.
Honestly, oh yeah, I can actually confirm that Hanamaru, like, this person has been drunk before, has felt a shame of like, felt a shame of like hangovers or like getting so blackout drunk you can't think anymore.
Yeah,
It was getting
hold that
saucy.
thought.
They had a moment of clarity and immediately rushed to the bathroom and had the worst time of their fucking life. Can confirm.
Yes, that is accurate.
Yeah, me and
Hold it.
Lewis have both been there. You don't want to be there, but like you should definitely be there for reference.
I like how he literally.
Literal-
Research purposes, of course.
I like how he
Of
literally
course,
just
of
got commentary from the Twitch chat.
Put a pin in
No,
it for
it's
Captain
great.
Props to the writers. They know.
Like,
Like,
we can actually confirm this is actually solid writing, by the way.
all it needs is a bacon sandwich in the morning.
Oh man,
No,
who knows what's gonna happen in chapter
we'll get
9?
that next chapter. If they don't
Yeah.
start next chapter with them like fucking barely stumbling off of the bathroom floor, shoving a bacon sandwich down their throat, and somehow brushing their teeth, like then the story's lost its like point. Well, in
Or
writing.
me waking up on a friend's couch.
Yeah.
After passing out on his bathroom floor and then hastily ordering myself a taxi home to change out of my clothes. Yeah.
I'd like to remind the audience that this is during some kind like we joined in late into listening in. It was
Yeah, you
like, as
you
the
just
smart
came
was starting.
randomly came.
yeah.
You came in during the smut post, and Joey just like keeps writing like hot.
Came into the smut part and then fucking right after like the alcohol setting and they were like absolutely wanked. Honestly, those poor girls. Honestly,
Yeah, this is
No
literally-
bartender would have given them those shots. They would have been fucking cut off long before
Oh,
they got to their
13
goddamn
at the beginning.
rooms.
they would have. Yes.
I think the best part is that like you guys have no context of the entire story. Right?
Yeah.
Needed
Yeah,
to know
yeah.
that this person
Bar-
knows. It.
bar-
So the
I'd say
funny
bartender
thing
that
is,
has served Hindus, by the way. That part is kind of like, what the fuck was that bartender doing? The only way that would fly is if it was like a solo-owned, like, fucking dive bar.
bro saw that
And
silver
even
credit
I,
card and knew.
even I,
Yeah.
serving in that setting, wouldn't have like tolerated that shit. Like I
So
could
the-
see from a mile away that was just drink to forget situation.
Okay,
It
so
just
what-
went
okay, so-
downhill from there.
Okay, so what's the context here?
Well-
Okay, so
Okay, so like just to kick it off, first of all, this is something that Harry in particular has brought up since the beginning. He was like, oh, yeah, so there's this one chapter that gets a little spicy.
Yeah.
We've been kind of hyping up this one moment the entire time, so it's really funny that you guys happen to hop on for this specific one.
Yeah.
Nice. This writing's good though. The writing is good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been saying that all like for every session we've read this. Okay.
The dive
so
bar
synopsis-
situation was kind of they have clearly never been a bartender in their lives, but like everything after that has been solid.
They've probably never been a bartender. They've probably only been the ones receiving the drinks and then possibly being cut off at the end of the night.
They just want
Level-
to live their fantasy.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I've only been cut off twice, by the way.
I have never been cut off.
Oh, look at this heavyweight champion over here.
So no, I've been cut off, but it was but they cut me off because they were trying to hurt my ex while I was still with her.
Oh. Damn.
That's
That was literally after one shot because I slipped on the fucking puddle that was by the bar.
I'm not even gonna ask how that got there.
Basically fucking sober, by the way. We're not getting into this shit.
Yeah, not right now, no.
Not right now. Are you guys going
I'll
on to the next
probably
chapter, by the
never.
way?
Yeah, we should be.
We'll vacate and then let you guys to it, and then we'll see you in the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
Lewis,
Guys,
I'd just
the
like
Twitch
to
chat,
point-
guys.
Lewis, I'd just like to point out this is your first live appearance on Storytime since 2021.
You're actually correct. On that.
Yeah.
Hi guys, long time no see.
I'm a recurring guest, and that's why I have uninterrupted access to this chat. And this was kind of rude of me just showing up, but like, you're welcome.
Hey, why the hell do you have a goose next to your name?
I'll talk about it later.
Alright.
It's some
Well,
weird.
we'll
It's
see.
some weird Discord thing.
Well, Joe, I'll see you. I'll see you back in party chat. Good luck,
See
guys.
you next intermission, guys.
and that was the end of our intermission.
That was a thing.
So on to chapter 9 now, huh?
It was not. We got so like we got these guys talking about, or like other people talking about a story we're reading. I don't know.
Direct feedback
Okay.
from chat.
In a really roundabout way, but
Yeah. So shall we continue?
Pretty much.
Good.
I haven't
good.
heard your voice in a while, Raytheran.
Because
And then we don't continue. Okay.
kind of thrown off after all the heads.
well, I mean, they're talking about being drunk, and I'm like, I can't say anything. I've never been drunk.
Me neither. I don't really plan to. That sounds like not fun.
Worst I've been is tipsy.
Yeah.
Worst I've been was taking one sip of wine and thinking, don't want it.
Don't want it.
Okay. Chapter 9. Hanamaru woke up alone. Ignoring the pounding in her ears, she stretched out her arms, hands absent-mindedly gripping at the space where Yoshiko should have been. Where Yoshiko was. Despite the sweat that decorated her palms, the sheets felt cold and lifeless, empty pillows and empty blankets. Still, the sunlight trickled in. How long had she been asleep for, anyway? Hanamaru pulled the freezing pillow closer, burying her face into its cotton exterior. It was all too much, this feeling. Nausea coursed through her body as snippets from her memory flashed through her mind, each an unfortunate reminder of the events the night prior. The burn of tequila sliding down her throat, loud, unfamiliar music booming from the sound system. Yoshiko applying her eyeliner for her. Yoshiko all but sitting in her lap. Yoshiko pressed up against her in that stall. Yoshiko's lips on her throat. Yoshiko. Hanamaru audibly groaned, shoving her entire face even further into the pillow as if it would do her the favor of swallowing her whole. Why had she gone and done that? For an unseasoned drinker such as herself, 6 shots was practically unheard of, especially considering her small stature. No wonder she couldn't even remember how she made it home. Then, a small cramp in her stomach pulled her back to reality. The grumble was enough to fill the room. Hanamaru whined into the pillow, rolling over to face the other way. Why did her body have to betray her like this Ugh. Why did her body have to betray her like this with hunger, especially on a morning such as this? Was the light sensitivity and fatigue not enough? Had she not suffered enough? The universe, it seems, already had an answer to that question, as a small piece of paper with her name neatly handwritten on it was now directly within her line of sight. I'm laughing at the chat.
Don't
I'm laughing
mind
at
us.
Joey in the chat.
Yeah, I'm looking at
Bacon.
it. What the hell?
He just knows what's up.
He does.
What am I gonna do with this man?
Hanamaru knew that penmanship nearly as well as she did her own, and the thought made her heart drop into her stomach. The contents of that paper, whatever they may be, would irrevocably change her life. She was sure of it. Pushing herself into a seated position, Hanamaru hesitantly opened the note.
Out with the bridal party.
It read,
Didn't want to wake you.
only 10 words, but enough to spark the flame of every possible anxiety within her. Hamstrung.
Just ignore the bacon sandwich conversation, okay?
Yeah,
Just
maybe I
chill.
should-
Just
maybe I
chill.
should just hide the chat.
I know it's really making you crave a bacon sandwich right now, but you just need to relax, man.
It doesn't help that my brother is also texting me, should I get Domino's?
Hey, at
Like,
least that's not a
fuck it.
bacon sandwich.
Fuck it.
Just ask me to get you a bacon sandwich from Domino's. See if they'll special order it.
We're not even in the same state.
That's the best part. It'll be extra ripe by then. It'll be well aged. Oh,
No. Oh.
what was that? What was that? Like, oh, like that sigh was very different. Oh,
It
no,
was a reset sigh because I'm fucking laughing.
dude, that sounded like a completely different person I'd never met before. That was so weird.
No, I'm thinking about the time my brother was stupidly sick with the stomach flu, and he's in bed, he looks up, he turns over to me, and he just goes, bruh.
No, that's sad.
And I couldn't help but laugh because it was the weakest bruh I've ever heard from his mouth.
I like that this is the episode where we just lose our minds apparently.
Hey, it makes sense. We're not used to reading stuff like this on air.
On air, yeah.
Yeah, not on air.
I would never read anything like this on air. Never.
We good?
Maybe.
I think so.
Hold on, I need a drink.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we're not good yet.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about. We're not on air right now. We're live. Completely different thing, really.
Oh my god, that tasted like shit. But
On air
Oh, that
Yeah,
would've
on
been good
air.
enough anyways.
at night.
at night.
Okay. Hands trembling, Hanamaru physically recoiled, dropping the small paper onto her lap. Oh god, what did Yoshiko remember of last night? Hanamaru couldn't even recall the events in perfect detail. The night had only returned to her in fragments. Does she remember what exactly Hanamaru did? Does she know? Does she know?
Does she know?
What was she cooking? Oh, she must have remembered. Must have reacted with disgust over what happened. That's why she wasn't there. Hanamaru knows her best friend. She knows that Yoshiko has never been a morning person in her life. So why would she voluntarily leave early enough in the morning without waking Hanamaru if not because she wanted to avoid her? Hanamaru had ruined everything. The weekend, the wedding, their friendship, and all over some stupid feelings. Why couldn't she have just buried them down and hidden them away forever like any other normal girl? Hanamaru felt like she was going to cry. Instead, the stomach growl returned, this time accompanied by an even more intense stomach cramp. It felt as if she were being stabbed in the abdomen, the blade twisting her intestines around with each breath. She glanced at the clock. 11:36 a.m. Well, that would certainly explain it. It'd been about 16 hours since she had eaten much of anything, let alone a proper meal. No wonder her body was acting like it was going into shock. There, Hanamaru allowed herself a moment to weigh the pros and cons. She didn't know exactly how long ago this note had been written. If she left the room, she ran the risk of running into Yoshiko and making things even more awkward and uncomfortable for the both of them. But it gave her an opportunity to sneak down into the kitchen and find something, anything really, to eat. If she didn't leave the room, well, she would certainly remain as uncomfortable as she is now. But it was unlikely she would actually die from it. Was a bit of relief worth the potential mix-up? Then her stomach growled again, and her decision was made for her. The kitchen wasn't terribly difficult to find. The house was huge, and she had certainly made a few wrong turns here or there. But the near constant stream of people made it impossible to get fully lost. A spark of anxiety still lingered on her, mildly terrified someone would stop her and ask about Yoshiko. But everyone was so busy setting up for the wedding that no one paid her any mind. It was almost as if she were genuinely invisible, and for the first time in her life, she was truly grateful for that. What she didn't expect, however, was for Yua to be completely by herself in the kitchen, quietly sitting at the island counter, stirring some sort of tea, it looked like. When she looked up from her drink, Hanamaru froze. Yua flashed her a dazzling smile, seemingly unaffected by the night prior. "Oh, good morning, Hanamaru," she exclaimed, her bright voice stabbing tiny daggers into Hanamaru's ears, causing her to wince. A look of concern flashed over Yua's face. "Oh, apologies. Am I being too loud? I totally forgot that some of us still might be a little out of it. Are you alright?" Hanamaru nodded.
I think the fridge is louder than you, actually.
Yua giggled and then patted the seat beside her. "Here, you must be starving," she continued, clearly making a conscious effort to speak more gently. Sit. I'll make you some eggs, okay?"
We're one step away. We're
Yeah.
one step away.
Yeah, one step away. Despite feeling like her feet were made of lead, Hanamaru quickly obliged.
Oh, right. You know, it's your wedding day.
She said, trailing off slightly.
I should be making you breakfast, not the other way around.
Yua chuckled to herself, pulling the ingredients from the fridge and placing them on the counter with her back faced to Hanamaru. "Oh, don't worry about me. Jamie already made me breakfast in bed." Although Hanamaru couldn't see her, the smile was evident in her voice. "And besides, Yosh would be doing this for you if she were here, but it looks like you're stuck with me. Huh." A twang of guilt pooled in Hanamaru's stomach, but she pushed it down. No need worrying Yua, not on her big day. Instead, she forced herself to change the subject.
How are you doing so... Oh yeah, how are you doing so well right now anyway? You drank more than me last night and I feel like I've been hit by a truck.
This caused Yua to let out a proper laugh this time. "Guess I've just built up a higher tolerance, lightweight." Hanamaru let out a weak chuckle. Stopping her stirring for a moment, Yua turned to face her, leaning her back against the stove handle. "Hey, you alright?" she asked, genuine concern flooding her features. "I totally get if you're just hungover, but you seem really upset about something. What's going on?" In that moment, Hanamaru tried to do what she does best. Deflect.
It's nothing. Don't worry about it. Let's talk about bacon instead. I really want some bacon right now. Don't you want some bacon? I really want some bacon. I really, honestly, a bacon sandwich right now. would be so heavy. Honestly, to be honest, oh my god, bacon. Oh, bacon.
If only I knew if this was character accurate.
It isn't.
No, not
I
at
mean, she
all.
loves bread. She loves bread.
Oh
And
yeah,
you know
she
what
does.
could go
Yeah.
with that bread?
The bread can go on the sandwich to make the bacon. Or, you know, the other way around.
Good lord.
But instead of dropping it as most people did, Yua pushed harder. It doesn't sound like nothing. Hanamaru averted her eyes. Keeping her feelings hidden was difficult enough without the added intimacy of eye contact. Instead, she focused on the wall behind her.
It's nothing, Yua.
She said, her voice cracking slightly.
Just drop it, okay?
Small tears began to form in her eyes. Yua shook her head, moving closer to gently rest her elbows on the island opposite where Hanamaru was sat. I know I haven't known you for long, but I know when you're hurting, and today's not a day for hurting. Besides, I know Yoshiko would never forgive me if I could have helped and I didn't do anything. And just like that, the final string snapped, opening the floodgates and making the problem ever so present and ever so real. Far more real than Hanamaru could even handle. Tears flooded down her cheeks.
Bacon,
Salt stain-
bacon withdrawal. What?
She's crying from bacon withdrawal.
She really needs
She-
that bacon, bro.
she's
not getting what she
crazy.
needs.
She's craving bacon and Yua is just not offering it.
Yeah, she's only giving her egg. She hinted at it earlier with all that bacon talk. How didn't you know, man? Come on.
Tears flooded down her cheeks, the salt staining the hem of her shirt and drying on her skin.
Fuck you. I'm just so scared I ruined everything.
She sobbed, covering what was left of her dignity with her hands over her eyes.
I let my emotions get the better of me, and I did something stupid. And now I'm afraid Yoshiko's gonna hate me forever.
Yua inched closer, placing a reassuring hand on Hanamaru's shoulder. Did you guys get into a fight? Hanamaru sniffled, shaking her head miserably.
No,
She paused, tucking her arms around her abdomen and pulling tight.
I fucked up so bad, Yua.
Yua started to rub circles into Hanamaru's shoulder blades. I'm sure whatever happened wasn't so bad. For the first time since their conversation, Hanamaru looked directly into Yua's eyes, bloodshot desperation locking them together.
It was all fake.
The words were tumbling out of her faster than she could stop herself.
Everything. The relationship, the pet names, us, everything. We're not dating, we never were. Yoshiko just needed to get her mom off her back, and that was the most convenient option.
The second she stopped breathing, she inhaled sharply, all of the air gone from her lungs.
Oh, fuck, I should just go home, shouldn't I?
For a moment, Yua was quiet, paused at her side as she processed the information. When she finally spoke, her voice sat at just above a whisper, the slow and gentle lull audible to only the two of them. Well, I wish I could say that I wasn't surprised, she said, very clearly choosing her words carefully. Can you tell me exactly what happened? Hanamaru nodded slowly, sniffling once again.
I kissed her last night in the bathrooms.
She said, struggling to even get basic sentences out. Stifling sobs between sentences.
It was the first time we'd ever kissed. Oh, I don't even remember if she reciprocated my feelings at all. And now she isn't even here. What if she's hiding from me? What if my stupid feelings just ruined everything and sent 15 years of friendship down the drain?
God damn it!
Yeah, honestly, bro, I'd still be going. I'd still be slurping. Just saying, you know. Woman kisses me and she tastes like bacon. I mean, it's over for me.
Time to close the chat, gentlemen.
I can't help it. The chat's just right there, and it's so entertaining.
Yeah, they're having a time over there.
They're having one hell of a party. Oh, is that all? Yua asked. From anyone else, this sentence might have seemed rather condescending, but from her, it just sounded gentle and caring. Oh, Hanamaru, I can explain that. There was a last-minute problem with the bouquets, so I sent the entire bridal party out early this morning to go take care of that, so that everything is set for the ceremony. She's not avoiding you, I promise.
As Raido turns into an Atari game.
I am.
He goes
I
full,
think I'm losing. I think I'm losing my voice.
No,
It's
it's your like. Sometimes I just hear your connection go like, like you,
buzz sometimes,
it's like
yeah.
you just turn into an Atari.
Like, bro, you just died in ET. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, yeah.
Shit. When Hanamaru met her eyes once more, they were full of pain.
Oh, sorry, I'm yawning really quick. Okay. But how do you know?
Yua smiled, soft and sweet. Hanamaru, you should see the way she looks at you. Hanamaru's voice was tentative.
How?
Like you're the first day of spring after a long winter, Yua replied, her warm expression turning into something almost wistful. She looks at you like you're the sun, the moon, and every single star in the sky. She can hide a lot of things, but I don't think she can hide how she feels about you. Hanamaru sniffled.
Do you really think?
Yua nodded. I honestly can't believe that you haven't figured this out sooner. I thought you was so obvious. Hanamaru let out a choked laugh.
I guess I can be a little oblivious sometimes.
Playfully rolling her eyes, Yua pulled Hanamaru into a hug. You're the perfect match. When they broke apart, Hanamaru finally met her eyes again. The tears replaced with a nervous determination.
So, what do I do then? Just hope she remembers last night and doesn't hate me for it?
You have to tell her how you feel, Mar, Yua said. I know it's scary, but I know how absolutely dense my cousin can be. She cares about you more than anyone else in the world, but you have to be the one to make it happen. Hanamaru nodded, if only to indicate she had been listening. This plan was all well and good in theory, but she could trust herself. But could she trust herself enough to be brave? If she messed this up, a huge part of her life would immediately fall apart. And worse, Yoshiko would no longer be a part of her life. This crush was painful and distracting at times, but she would much rather have Yoshiko as a friend than to not have her at all. But Yua was right. The path they were on simply wasn't sustainable. Not after what happened last night, and Hanamaru had to do something before it all imploded anyways. Then, as if she could read her thoughts, Yua smiled, sliding a fresh plate of scrambled eggs, no bacon, across the island. The steam was still visible. Eat up, she said, her eyes sparkling with a newfound playful glint. You've got quite the day ahead of you.
She's gonna go hunting for a fresh pig to kill to make some bacon, hello?
She's gonna tear the pig apart
give
with
the
her
girls-
bare hands.
Yeah, you give the girl some eggs but not bacon? That's so messed up, man.
Also, that's chapter end.
Yep, that's the end of chapter 9, baby. We got one more chapter left, and it's pretty
So
short.
I can't wait for the next chapter to just be Hanamaru going like hunting for bacon.
Oh yeah, she's just gonna completely
Okay,
forget
what
Yoshiko
the
and eat some bacon.
fuck?
Oh
You
no!
know, no bacon?
Yeah, right?
Okay, nah. No.
Oh no!
Okay, no.
Oh,
Right,
no.
okay, no.
What is happening?
No, I'll tell you what's happening.
Alright,
This
so
girl, right,
I'd like to put in a complaint.
she's
There's
gone
no
through
bacon in this
all of
chapter, and I'm
this
kind
shit.
of sad.
She's gone through a massive hangover, had to have deep relationship troubles and conversations with a friend, and only got scrambled eggs, not a bacon,
what the
no bread to even slap it between. It's not even an egg sandwich, by the way, which I would have just about gone. Okay, whatever. But no bacon, just egg, no bread. My God, right?
I just
Okay,
no bacon. It's like the Megamind meme.
no bacon.
No bacon.
No bacon.
This is
She's
gonna.
hungover. She's stressed
God.
out. She's probably still horny from the night before, and she didn't get any goddamn bacon. She's
I think she's
probably
too stressed
iron
to be
deficient
horny.
anyway.
Not even any
Like,
HP sauce on it. Why?
No, honestly, no sauce. I bet the eggs weren't even fucking seasoned. They're probably overcooked with how long that conversation took, and the fact that
Honestly.
it took that long just to get scrambled eggs and nothing else. I mean, the toast was right there, completely unfucking used.
Oh,
This is
should have made fried
brilliant.
eggs too instead. You never know.
Oh my God.
Something a little more elaborate.
This woman, right, she is being woefully neglected. She honestly needs better friends. She's
And
just...
this is like
She
her
only just
cousin,
met
or
you,
but
okay.
isn't this like? Oh no! This is like Yoshiko's cousin.
Yeah.
this is her. This is her cousin,
third
right?
or fourth time she's talking
Yeah,
to her
it's
cousin.
it's the cousin.
But like,
This is the cousin that's about to get
Seriously-
married. What a terrible mother. God.
seriously though, like, you should know.
She's not even a
better.
mother yet.
She's
You know
gonna
what?
be.
You know what? If
She's
the
not even
dad-
a wife.
If the dad was there, there'd have been just every time she said something and talked her own problems through with herself, as she got basically echo chambered, and there would have been a bacon sarnie.
I bet you
And then
Scrappy.
it would be nothing but love and understanding and bacon sandwich.
I bet.
All right.
Yeah, I bet you at the moment Scrappy's just like, why do I hang out with these idiots?
My favorite thing is
He is
before we start this.
literally contractually obligated.
Yeah. My favorite thing is right before we started, Scrappy was like, "Okay, guys, make sure not to go on any tangents this time. We gotta get through chapter 8 and be serious."
Well, to be fair, we did get through chapter 8. In fact, we got through chapter
No.
9.
All right. In antithesis to Scrappy's, being, right? I am serious that this woman is not getting the support she needs right now.
I'm
really
definitely
needed
serious.
that
Like,
bacon
when you
sandwich.
when you're hungover, the best hangover cure is a bacon sandwich fresh from a fucking frying pan.
And those eggs, I'm guessing, are overcooked and nowhere near greasy enough to deal with a hangover.
Yeah, the best hangover cure is a greasy one.
Honestly, it's gonna be greasy.
Oh,
I kind of like
I'm
mine
hungry now.
fluffy, though, so I don't know.
I'm really.
There needs to be enough grease that you can bottle it later and use it to fry popcorn later.
Just drink out the bottle.
You done that before, Joe?
No, because I don't have any popping corn because I can't fucking buy it in this fucking shithole of a corner of the country.
damn.
Something I'm looking. It's genuinely something I'm looking forward to about moving back home. But like,
Ah, fair. Yeah, there's a
I'll-
lot. There's a
I'll
lot of
be able
popcorn
to get-
over. It's very easy to buy popcorn here.
It honestly, back home it is so easy to get supplies. Over here, it's like you've got what you're given.
Yeah.
But to be
Yeah,
fair, £2 for a 12-pack of fucking ice pops. Can't complain.
Oh, that's
Damn,
true.
that's pretty good.
Especially in this, especially when the weather gets warm.
Yep.
And
Anyway,
as Harry and Lewis will probably understand, if I say like council grade ice pop sticks, then like to be fair, those fucking slap because they're
They-
just like frozen
oh.
flavor in a stick. They're so
literally,
good.
it doesn't even need to be anything special. Just
Okay.
when the weather's warm.
I actually have a crate of them in my freezer right now. But moving
I should
on,
probably
so
stock
you
up.
guys can continue because this is completely nothing to do with your story. I'll see you in
Not
the
at all.
next. I'll see you guys in the next intermission.
It ain't gonna be an intermission. It's gonna be a conclusion. All right, they're gone again.
This is amazing.
this is one hell of a stream.
This is like the best episode.
Only an hour 10 minutes have gone by, and I feel like I've gone through 3.
Yeah, right? This is gonna be a running gag, isn't it?
Bacon.
Bacon, yeah.
Just don't have any stories with anyone getting hung over, and I think you'll be fine.
I mean, what I have lined up, I don't remember any characters getting hung over.
Good. So we can just keep Enzyte as the running gag. Understood.
Unless the Homestar
The
characters
one
get hung
true
over.
running gag.
God, what would even a drunken Homestar be like? What the hell?
I don't want to know. All right, I think it's time to move on. I think we've
How you hold-
annoyed Scrappy enough in the background.
He's probably like, he's about to get clock his gun out.
Yeah, the gun every American has.
He's like, I gotta take care of these folk myself.
Those
ain't gonna
damn
read.
Brits. Those damn Brits interrupted my show.
Them red coats.
Scrappy, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. I just didn't have any lines in the chapter 9, so I could just be off tab, honestly.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I feel like you've got some lines coming up
Yeah.
eventually.
Barely got
You
that.
have to, right? This is the important chapter, the climax,
The end of it all.
the falling action, the resolution.
The resolution and the falling action.
Technically, there's no spoken dialogue until like the second third of the chapter.
That's fun. Have fun, Raytheran.
Okay. Chapter 10.
Chapter 10.
This has been one of the most hectic mornings of Yoshiko's entire life. Oh, Yua had gotten her calm and relaxed morning. The family had made sure of that. But the rest of the bridal party had not been so lucky. Despite knowing very little about flowers, the tall redhead had put her in charge of coordinating with the florist and keeping track of the bouquets, especially focusing on making sure each bridesmaid had received her bouquet and keeping Yua's safe. She didn't want to consider it, but some part of her knew that she had been given the most mindless task because everyone knew how occupied her thoughts were over the previous night's events. Quite honestly, she couldn't believe that Hanamaru would even consider kissing her. Not like that. Not like it was real. If she was still pretending, she was doing an awfully good job of doing so, because Yoshiko couldn't help but obsess over it. She had kissed a lot of people in her life, she'd admit that much, but none of them had ever felt like that. But was it real? Did Hanamaru really like her? Yoshiko knew she could be a little bit dense and oblivious, but how did she not notice her best friend in the entire world crushing on her? And for how long? And if she really did like her, which Yoshiko was hoping more and more that she really did, would she kiss her again? For real this time? For real?
For real?
For real? If she had known, Yoshiko could have... No, I'm closing chat. I'm fucking closing chat.
Yeah, it is too distracting.
Ugh. If she had known, Yoshiko would have kissed her breathless so many years ago. Maybe in high school, or certainly in college if she had been given the chance. God, what would she do? What she would do to get that chance back again? She just hoped she hadn't ruined it by rushing off before she could say anything to her. When they were both sober. By the time they were lining up for the ceremony, Yoshiko was partially convinced that the stress of it all had fried her brain completely.
Almost like bacon.
Still, she kept her cool, or at least pretended she had. Then the music began. Merry-go-round of life. I need a drink.
You need a drink after all this bacon talk.
I need a drink after all this reading and all this lack of bacon I have.
Yeah. See, you wouldn't need the drink if you had the bacon. That grease would have sobered you right up, you know? Made your vocal cords nice and slick. Oh, yeah.
Merry-go-round of life, played delicately an octave up on the baby grand in the corner. A hush fell over the crowd of guests as the mother of the bride led the professional down the aisle, Yoshiko following closely behind as steadily as her heels would allow. A quiet awe muttered across the crowd as twin ring bearers Jun and Kei Tsushima followed suit, each holding a hand of the blonde bridesmaid who escorted them down the aisle. Then the violin began to play, and the sound of soft gasps filled the room as the guests rose from their seats. And there she was, Yua Tsushima in all her shining glory. Yoshiko had seen her cousin on her best and worst days, but she didn't think she had ever seen her this beautiful, this happy. Then, when Yoshiko glanced over to Jamie, she couldn't help but notice the tears that were bubbling up in the corner of his eyes. Yua always did know how to find the good ones. Then, Yoshiko looked to the front row. She didn't know exactly what she was expecting to see. Not with the night they had had the night before. But it certainly wasn't this. Her mother, grinning and whispering playfully into Hanamaru's ear, who listened intently for a moment before giggling quietly. She almost looked happy. The two were curled into one another, careful to be respectful and quiet as they exchanged a few quick words, smiling and laughing amongst themselves. Yoshiko smiled fondly to herself, wondering how she had possibly never realized. She couldn't help but think that she really was as dumb as everyone says if she had been this blind. Just before Yua reached the altar, Hanamaru's eyes flickered up, and her gaze locked in onto Yoshiko's. She half expected her to look immediately away, or to be far too upset or embarrassed to continue. But Hanamaru simply smiled shyly, a soft blush warming her cheeks. She fiddled absent-mindedly with her skirt, but never dropping her gaze. In that moment, returning her warm smile, Yoshiko felt as if she might die. And really, I just wanted to thank you all so much for coming to my wedding. Yua glanced over to Jamie for a moment, smiling to herself before she continued into the handheld mic. I know it wasn't exactly traditional by any means, but tonight has been one of the happiest nights of my life, and I'm so glad I got to share it with all of you. The guests now sat at carefully... I'm hearing myself. Why am I hearing myself?
I think I turned a little too close to the mic and might have picked up my headphones.
Ooh. The guests now sat at carefully decorated tables in the background for the reception, clapped politely. The sun had long gone down, but the well-placed lanterns in the bright sky full of stars kept the area well lit, certainly bright enough to notice just how badly Yua was still blushing. However, even the love-struck side of her could not keep away her mischievous side, and her soft expression was quickly replaced by a far more devious one. It was time to put her plan into action. And... she began, dramatically drawing out the syllable to focus attention. While we're on the subject of love and all things non-traditional, Yoshiko, I believe you wanted to say a few words? Yoshiko nodded, rising to her feet. Rising to her feet, she allowed Yua to pass the microphone into her hands, making her way to the dance floor where everyone could see her. While walking, she caught a glimpse of Hanamaru's eyes on her, but she forced herself to stay steady. Breathe. She could do this.
Oh, hi everyone.
Yoshiko said, waving her hand awkwardly to the crowd as she brought the microphone to her lips.
You all know me pretty well, but for those who don't, my name is Yoshiko Tsushima, and I'm the maid of honor here tonight.
A loud whoop sounded from the table where the rest of the bridal party sat. Yoshiko's cheeks flushed a dark red, but she continued on.
Before this weekend, I don't think I really knew what love was. See, I had seen it on TV and in books, but I had never really experienced it before. Never knew just how all-consuming and all-powerful it can really be. Before this weekend, I had never seen it for myself. But I can see it in you two. You and Jamie, you two make me believe in love.
Several of the guests raised their glasses at this point, cheersing to the happy couple. However, Yoshiko was not done.
And
Her legs were starting to shake, feeling as if they might collapse out from underneath her. She had agreed to do this, but all things considered, she was downright terrified. Still, her tongue moved faster than her brain, and the words spilled easily out.
Yua, Jamie, see love in you too. But I also see it. I also see it in Hanamaru.
Hanamaru stared straight at her, eyes wide. Still, Yoshiko carried on.
See, Hanamaru is my best friend in the entire world. I'm the first to admit that, well, I can be a lot sometimes. But she's been by my side through all of it. Never once faltering, even when I've given her plenty of reason to. Even being here tonight,
Yoshiko faltered.
I was so scared to let my mom control my life that I made up a fake relationship to appease her. And Hanamaru was such a good friend that she chose to ignore her own feelings on the matter just to help me lie to all of you. We're not actually together.
Yoshiko's mom looked scandalized. Hanamaru, who sat right next to her, just stared directly down into her lap, her face burning with shame. Oh my god, my fucking throat. I'm losing it. I'm losing it.
You're almost there. You can hold. You're almost there. You're almost there.
So, I swear you just like got slightly closer to your mic when you said that. It felt like you were speaking directly
leaned
into my
forward.
soul.
Yeah.
I leaned forward, but my mic is a headset mic, so.
Oh yeah.
That was so weird. I was like, whoa, he's right there. He's in my room.
I'm right behind you.
Oh, there he is.
Despite feeling as if she might cry, Yoshiko still choked out the words. She owed everyone at least that much.
And still, Hanamaru is such a good friend that she was willing to put on this whole charade just to help me through a tough spot. Honestly, I don't even deserve her, but
This was it, the
Alright.
moment of truth.
I see.
The make or break moment where everything changes, for better or for worse. Yoshiko felt as if she might collapse or explode.
gosh, I royally messed up by just not asking her out properly in the first place.
As Hanamaru's eyes lifted from her seat, a small gasp fell over the crowd. Yoshiko took a step forward, meeting her gaze with tear-filled eyes.
Hanamaru, I don't expect you to return my feelings after everything that's happened. But I can't go another day pretending if there's a chance. Any chance at all that I could kiss you just one more time.
Then, Hanamaru looked to Yua. It was her wedding reception after all. She didn't want to ruin it with her relationship dramatics, but Yua simply nodded, smiling knowingly up at her. That was all the encouragement she needed. Before she could even think, Hanamaru was up and out of her seat, rushing towards Yoshiko with more speed than she had ever seen herself use. The two collided with enough force to send either of them flying, but they remained upright, their lips meeting with a passion the likes of which neither had ever seen before. In that moment, they were the only two people in the world, clinging to one another like their lives depended on it. And when they finally did break apart, returning to reality with the cheers that followed, both girls thought that perhaps it had.
Hanamaru, I am so sorry.
Yoshiko whispered, resting her forehead against Hanamaru's.
Gosh, I love you so much. I'm sorry it took me so long to stop being such a... I'm sorry it took me so long to stop being such an oblivious idiot.
In response, Hanamaru... Oh my god. In response, Hanamaru simply smiled, her hand finding Yoshiko's cheek and tangling into her long hair.
My beautiful fallen angel.
She murmured, her breath warm and comforting against Yoshiko's skin.
I know. Han Solo ending, baby. Let's go.
Hanamaru, what happened to your southern accent?
No yeehaws here, baby.
And it's
I'm
like-
Han Solo Maru now.
And it's like, and they just say, also, where's the bacon? And Yua just looks at the camera, shrugs and winks, and it just does like, the thing in cartoons where it just goes into a black circle.
Or it cuts to her and she has like 5 pieces of bacon in her mouth already, and the like tray is quickly running out. So that's where all the
Yeah.
bacon went. Yeah, one of the two. And that's the end.
Yeah.
They ended like Han Solo's death in Star Wars Episode 5.
Yeah.
It wasn't actually a death, but you know.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. I find it so funny because like this was during a wedding.
What the heck
They
is
just
this?
hijacked the wedding. Oh, just a random bot. Don't worry.
Oh,
about
okay. I was
that
gonna say, I thought that was Joey popping off.
bot. Nah.
No, I was gonna say, yeah. It
It's just
did.
the most amazing username
Yeah,
ever
look at
for a
that
bot.
username.
Oh my god.
What is it?
Urinary gams.
Urinary Jams.
I've
I'd like to
seen
follow that bot.
I've seen some amazing usernames in my time.
Yeah, I used to have someone who used to watch some of my my really early morning streams. Their name was Icy Curves 69.
Yo.
That bro was my hero. He was like the most active chatter I ever had. Then he just
Yeah.
disappeared off the face of the earth one day. But I don't think I've ever had the urinary gams though. That's a pretty
That's pretty good.
that's pretty intense. Yeah. So how do we think about this story? I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I still really
It's
like it. I remember like feeling like the ending felt like maybe not abrupt, but like I kind of wanted to see the end of the actual wedding, so I was kind of disappointed it just kind of stopped. But I guess like it wasn't really the main like the point of the story itself. Like it's like the
Yo, where's the next
background.
fucking chapter? There needs to be a whole fucking chapter on the fucking wedding reception. I
Yeah.
swear they
Invested
actually
now.
did get. They needed to continue this chapter long enough to get them to actually do the full marriage and be like, "Yo, I actually did love you this whole time, even though it started as like a whole thing." And then they needed to do like another chapter. It's like the whole reception. It needed to get like interesting, and then they needed to do like the after chapter honeymoon period. There was like fucking triple X super. Okay, I'm kidding about that, but like,
Honestly
they
though, like,
could have gone like super smarty on that though.
Well, the thing is that
Definitely
this wedding is not for these characters. It's for like Yoshiko's like cousin and someone else. So I mean, I get it. I get why I.
So they crashed the whole ass wedding, so they could be like, "I never loved you anyway, but I did love you because secretly you loved me, and then we kissed on
Yeah.
my cousin's wedding, and it's like we should get married afterward." It's like Jesus fucking Christ.
I did feel, admittedly, I did feel a little bit like weird about that. Like it felt they were crashing like their wedding a little bit, but
the fact that it ends there, I think, is the issue. If it just went a bit more, it probably would have been fine.
yeah.
Also, I
it
noticed
just
you
ending there
did
is
you
pretty
did
iffy.
actually turn off your bot tools, like I said, because at the end of the chapter, I started typing bacon into like your personal Twitch account.
I know. Yeah, you can't see that now. I turned it
Yeah, I
off.
noticed. Otherwise, you'd have like just a full wall of bacon in the stream.
Ah, good old bacon.
I mean, this was a good story.
I mean, for the
Well,
little
I-
bit
I-
you
I-
heard of
Really,
it.
like the end and like the writing in that one chapter was absolute fucking S tier. The chapter after was just like, no one that hungover is gonna have conversations that fucking deep without throwing up again.
Philosophy.
Yeah.
And then the final chapter was just, loved you all. I'm sorry I strung you along, but fuck my mother. It's like, no, I did love you, and I really loved you too, and aww.
What the hell?
And then they just completely forgot about the actual wedding.
But is,
And
is,
then
the,
smash cut to the
No.
credits.
but is the buffet bacon sandwiches? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
there,
that's-
there needs to be bacon sandwiches in the buffets, cut into like perfect quarter triangles, by the way.
Yeah, no, but I seriously though, I do get it. Like the wedding itself isn't like really relevant. Like it's meant to be like
Yeah,
a
it's like a
background.
backdrop,
It's
yeah.
meant to be an
It's
background.
It's
Okay,
a backdrop
no,
to the
no, no.
confession.
Plot
Yeah,
device.
yeah, it's a plot
Fuck-
device.
fuck,
Yeah.
Fuck that being a plot device. I was actually invested in that wedding being taken over and just having those two get married instead of having that wedding
You
pushed
know how
off.
funny it'd be if they had another chapter where they just steal the wedding rings and get married somewhere else?
Oh
They
my
have like a
god!
shotgun wedding in Vegas.
Literally just steal the wedding rings and then get Garner greened.
Just go to a random Las Vegas wedding chapel.
Imagine if they're just like, oh screw you, you crashed our wedding. Like we're going somewhere else now.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. Oh my god, that'd be so cool.
Cue credits music. Well, I'm glad I crashed a wedding.
Okay, so this person knew exactly what being drunk was like, exactly what hangover was like.
This
and
person's
knows
been on
shit
nights
about
out.
bacon sandwiches.
This person's been on a night out till 4 in the morning. Can
Yeah, but then
confirm.
they massively plot hold the whole fucking thing by not having a bacon sandwich.
Oh, look how that's a plot hole now.
That's genuinely an issue.
No, but
by the
seriously,
way.
right? It's so out of fucking pocket. It's like, oh, just scrambled eggs. Just scrambled eggs.
Scrambled.
the hell?
Shoot even more from that.
Fuck my life. Those eggs were
here's-
overcooked and weren't nearly greasy enough. Fuck my life.
But consider this: do the Japanese use bacon to cure hangovers?
That's a good question, actually. I mean,
Because that
like
might
Jap-
I think
explain
their
things.
bacon is different.
right?
They use omi rice with a little bit of ketchup.
Right. Right.
I apologize if what I said was actually offensive, but I genuinely believe that the statement in itself retains its humor. So
Okay.
I think that answers your question.
okay, Scrappy's cutting us off.
Yeah, Scrappy, please bring us back to reality.
Yeah,
The goat
And
crab.
also, can someone that's a moderator in the Caesar's Brain Twitch?
yeah,
please
but
ban
make,
bot?
I saw that, yeah.
Make me and Joe some moderators, then we can at least do something useful while we troll the chat.
Yeah.
Like follow urinary gams on twitch.tv/urinary-gams.
Alternatively, you can follow Bootleg Raccoon at twitch.tv and
my God.
also subscribe to me on YouTube because I multi-stream right now until I run out of money very soon.
Hey, you
Because
know
I
you
have no
can't
mo-
spell
because I
bootleg
have no
raccoon
money.
without bacon. Just saying.
No bacon.
Yo, that is true. You need
Yeah.
the letter B from bacon to spell Bootleg Raccoon, and there's at least 2 O's in it, right? Right?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's gonna
Right.
go back to the whole thing of people need hats to make money to go to work to buy cars to something.
If you want to read that for April Fools, you're more than welcome.
No,
Just make sure
no.
to have me available.
We've already heard that. Like it's fine.
Yes, but it's not been read for the April Fools stream. And it would be so funny.
And I have no
so yeah,
knowledge of
yup.
this, so you know.
So, do you want me to? Do you want me to ban this person? Ban this person?
Yes, please do.
Oh,
Because
dude.
it's either a hacked account that's been converted into a bot, or it's
Okay, hold
just
on,
an
let me-
account that was made to host a bot.
How do I?
And if they were a real person, they'd be objecting to us talking to this by now. Or at least talking about the content or laughing about the fucking bullshit about bacon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how I can. Wait. Yeah, I don't know how I can modulate.
Go on to
Maybe.
community.
Oops.
Oops.
I go.
Did you just ban me? You just ban me?
Oh no, he banned me.
But yeah, I believe Lewis actually went into the chats to find the fan fiction itself, and is probably considering reading through it properly. So you can take from that
whatever.
that this is genuinely actually a good fan fiction. I don't know shit about Love Life or the characters in it. All I know is that I've probably danced to several of the songs in Dance Dance Revolution because Alpha Plus 20 is the current Dance Dance Revolution machines that are in arcades right now, which fucking based. And they, I believe, do have a bunch of maybe it's
Idol songs.
not Love Life, but there is a lot of idol songs in there, and I can shred them.
Interesting.
Can confirm I've seen him shred.
Yo,
Whilst obliterating his roommate at pool.
It's Shredder.
Yeah.
At the same time, that's crazy.
Holy
Keeping the perfect
shit.
balance while shredding on that little dance pad, then you just hit a perfect like bank shot. Oh yeah. See you now.
I also have not yet, but do intend to and make it a life goal to at least beat the normal version of Hatsune Miku's deletion. Oh, the death of Hatsune Miku, whatever the song's called.
Oh, disappearance.
Disappearance,
Of
Yeah,
Hatsune
the disappearance of Hatsune Miku, because that song is on the A plus 20 machines, and it is fucking amazing, and it is hard. It is a grade 8 song, and I believe if I beat that, I'll start playing grade 9s.
Typical disappearance moment.
Yeah.
That song is absolutely fucking mental, by the way. And if I start playing grade 9s, that means that I'm actually actively playing hard mode songs.
Night of Nights on hard though.
We're gonna have
Yeah,
like.
I believe that's like 8th grade, unless it's a 10 grade.
We're gonna end up.
Hey, we managed the 8th grade.
Dude, like when you come back to Luton, we're gonna like destroy a DDR machine.
Yeah. And I'll make sure to wear proper shoes. I was playing today, and I wasn't cooking because I think just like today was like a complete write-off of the day, physically and mentally for me.
And
And I was wearing fucking steel-toed boots, so like my range of movement was limited, and I was kind of tired.
And true story, like 6 years ago, Joe wrecked a DDR machine by dancing in steel toe cap boots.
Yeah, when you said when you guys said you like just like screwed up a DDR machine, I thought you meant because you were dancing like way too hard, like you were going like ham.
No, I was just wearing steel-toed boots and basically smashing my boots into the machine like it was like it was the only way to register. And I ended up shaking the hard drive so hard it booted the machine back to DOS.
Nice.
How do you do that? Oh my god!
Those
If I
poor
wanted to
arcade
do it
owners.
if I wanted to do it deliberately, I probably could. That was accidental.
That's amazing.
Literally halfway through Captain Jack, the whole fucking thing rebooted itself, and I'm just like, well, we're getting our money back and fucking off out of here.
No, we just fucking dipped. We just
Yeah, don't wanna get
immediately
caught.
left the arcade after that, and then
Yeah,
I,
he's
like,
people.
I kind of turned around and was like, I don't really want to play DDR anymore. And then like some point after I moved out, I was like, yo, these new DDR machines are kind of cool because they have Toho songs.
Yeah,
Of
it'd be
course,
like
it's
that.
always
Baka.
I
It's
do
not a
not
rhythm
like that
game,
song,
it
and I
doesn't
played
have
that
Toho.
just for your sake.
So can we talk about the story now? Yeah.
The story itself,
really,
no, I genuinely thought that story was pretty fucking lit.
Yeah.
But
It was a good story.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
didn't
it
even get
was.
like a
Scrappy
full
probably has a
setup or
headache
anything.
right now.
yeah, I'm going back to party chat,
They
Joe.
haven't even
I'll
got
see
that
you in
line.
there.
No, I mean like just dealing with all this crap.
Scrappy did not have to deal with the crap. He could have just like minimized the chat and then dealt with it.
Well, I mean he
You're
has to
the
do
one
it. He has to.
You- No, honestly, you're the one that brought our trolling into the video itself.
True.
What do you
true, true.
mean? Like, you're the
You're
one
the
like
that brought
talking
it
in the
up. I didn't
chat.
even have chat open until you brought it up.
Yeah, I didn't either.
This
can't-
is entirely Harry's fault.
I can't
Yep,
just
all
not
your
say
fault.
anything.
You didn't have to say anything with words. You could have just dealt with us
Oh,
in
dude,
chat,
okay.
and then we'd have continued being dickheads anyway, and no one would know the wiser, and it would still be hilarious, and it wouldn't have turned the entire.
I mean, you probably
month
would have.
chapter
What?
into nothing but bitching about bacon.
Bacon.
I mean, you probably would have come into the call anyway.
Yeah, honestly, we'd have come in for the intermission still.
Yeah, so screw you.
We could have banned us,
Banned us.
Kappa.
True. Yeah, so just so you know, like the setup to the story was, I'm pretty sure you probably could tell at the end, but Hanamaru was pretending to be Yoshiko's girlfriend over the course of the story, but she actually had a thing for the entire time and was freaking out basically the entire story. And that was basically the full setup, and it's pretty goofy at the beginning,
Yeah.
and then it just got a little
What was
bit
it
more
that
spicy.
What was it that Pedrakriv said? Let me see.
Me.
That's
I'm
it.
gonna scroll up now.
What was it that I said?
Something about lesbian panic. Yeah, lesbian
Yeah,
lesbian
yeah.
panic takes precedence, I guess.
Yeah. Don't remember when I typed that into chat, but I did say that.
I
What do you
do
all-
not have time codes because I'm not a mod.
What are you all
Alright,
talking
I
about?
found it.
The amazing Twitch chat, the absolute top tier Twitch chat.
Okay, it said, you need some bacon. Why has she still not got a bacon, Sammy? Then I said, lesbian panic takes precedence, I guess.
I
So-
think we basically just spammed bacon for like an hour.
Pretty much.
Oh my god, the chat stops recording after like a while. So like the first thing from the chat that I can scroll up to is marry the bacon.
Yeah, same. Bury the bacon in full caps. Bacon loves you more than she ever could.
I'll love you more than bacon.
Okay.
Anyways, story.
The story.
Thomas at the top, you did an excellent job just conveying the feelings of a young college-age romance. Your your use of descriptors and just, I don't know, emotional tone were immaculate.
Yep.
So,
Still
like,
can't get over the how casual certain things were.
Yeah.
Like there were some really direct comments in this.
yeah, like Ruby making comments about Yoshiko's choice in shoes. That was interesting.
I don't remember that.
Yoshiko no longer.
If I
being
brought
around
it up, it would just derail us for another hour. So
If I genuinely had the power, I would comment on the fanfiction itself that, hey, we did a live reading of your fanfiction and we loved it. And also so did our viewers. Because technically I'm a viewer today.
Yeah.
I'm not
how's it feel
supposed
to
to
be
be
a
here.
viewer?
I'm surprised you're like alive. Honestly,
viewer
you're
with
usually
VIP
like
access.
dying by this time.
Alcohol makes it impossible for me to sleep until I crawl into bed.
Hey, but that bacon sandwich tomorrow.
I don't even have bacon. I could legit go out of my way. Like, there's a lovely shop just down the road from where I live where I could get like a bacon sarnie, and fuck, you're tempting me. It'll cost me like £3, sauce included.
We're never gonna finish this episode.
And no, we still gotta go for another 17 minutes to hit that 2-hour mark.
The bacon episode.
Yeah.
we wanted longer episodes, Ari. Congratulations.
We should definitely put the bacon episode as like the subtitle for this episode, to be honest.
This title's already long enough.
That's the best part. Imagine Storytime with Scrappy and Friends episode 111, Love Live Sunshine, If Only to Say Your Mind, part 7, the bacon episode. It's so good.
That's not gonna. YouTube is not gonna fit that.
YouTube
No,
will
rolls
fit
that
out.
attitude.
Rolls off the
No,
tongue.
it's
That's nice.
it's already like cut one episode's title off because it was too long.
Consider removing the Love Live Sunshine part and just putting If Only to Say Your Mind, the bacon episode.
Like maybe.
I
Yeah,
like how
no,
you
what?
give like the proper full description for this story, but you put this Mortal Kombat story for In His Shadow.
Yeah, right? Like, what's up with that, huh?
Because I didn't know what to put for that. Oh no.
My
I
only complaint.
to be honest with you, that was because I didn't like when I made the title. I didn't know what the story was called, and I couldn't be bothered to change it.
To be honest, I feel like that title might have been the reason why that one has so many views. People are like, Mortal Kombat story thing. Let's see what this is.
Yeah.
My only complaint about what little of this story I actually heard is there wasn't enough sauciness.
Yeah.
course.
Like
I mean,
they
most
could have
stages that's
taken
saucy.
that shit so far. That could have been like
That's just not the point of the story, though.
that could have been rated 15 Hallmark levels of fuck. That'd have been so good.
They tried to keep that T rating somehow with the, even though they had multiple F bombs. No, still T rated.
Yeah.
This is fan fiction. It don't gotta abide by that movie counter.
Yeah,
We
what do you
all
think
know
this
your
is?
team
Wattpad?
swear whenever you feel like it.
Wattpad.
Hey, yo, Wattpad's got that Mike and Ike fanfic that goes hard, okay? Don't
Yo,
mess
the
with me.
Yo, the 18 plus triple X Mike and Ike fanfic.
Bro, you have no
Mike
idea.
X Ike
Dude, it's
fanfic.
crazy, bro. Mike and Ike get like married and stuff. Hot Tamale comes in and tries to flip the relationship. Oh, it goes
Not
crazy,
hot
bro.
tamale.
Yeah, man, Hot Tamale
Holy
tries to kill
shit.
Mike. It's crazy. But yeah, I
Anyway,
read that in like 11th grade out loud in front of my multimedia class. It was very entertaining.
Bro, I wrote that in 10th grade. It took you like a whole year to hunt down my Wattpad fanfictions and read them in front of class, and you got away with it without detention because America.
America.
America hit different though.
Now see, basically, I was done with my multimedia final with like 2 months left in the semester.
Oh god, this is actually a real story. Fuck.
Yeah. So I was like, hey guys, you guys done too? They were like, yeah. Hey, well, let's read some stupid things.
Can't
I
even
hopped
get
on
Harry to read
Wattpad.
full Equestria. Shake my head.
Dude, for the longest time, I thought SMH meant so much hate, not shaking my head.
So much hate.
That's all.
Honestly, it's the same vibe, to be honest.
I always thought that's what it meant.
Like when someone types
No.
SMH, I do still get the same vibe as so much hate. It's like, man, I angered them.
Yeah,
I
like
mean-
that's always what I thought it meant.
I mean, that's also. I mean, I feel like I've heard the correct acronym and still think it's so much hate. So
Yeah.
my
Okay.
fault.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
glad
at
I'm
least
not the.
not-
I'm glad I'm not the only one, because yeah.
At least you know LOL isn't lots of love.
Oh yeah.
People who think LOL is lots of love, bless their soul, you know?
Oh, dude, that's so
I'm
awkward.
sorry. Do I look like a 40-year-old woman that uses Facebook? Maybe. Anyway,
So, yes, the story I think was pretty good. A few like really well written, a few grammatical errors that popped up here and there, and yeah, I guess I can take solace in the fact that I wasn't narrating for this entire story. Thank you, Raideran.
You weren't narrating for any of the story.
Yeah, I know.
there was narration. What?
You know?
Yeah, that was Raider.
Believe it or not, stories have narration.
I think
Yes.
the funniest thing was how this started off seeming like it was gonna focus around Yoshiko. Then after chapter 2, it was almost entirely Hanamaru.
Yeah.
Even better for me.
Yo, to be
Yeah.
to be fair though, Hanamaru got it going on clearly.
Yeah, I mean, Hanamaru is Hanamaru, you know.
She has a
Hanamaru
lot
is
to deal
clearly
with.
Hanamaru is clearly the far more interesting character.
Yeah, she got that
Never
red-
seen Love Life. Got into this story chapter like 8.
So Hanamaru's character is that she feels like she's too normal to be an idol, while Yoshiko's character is she feels like she's too weird to be an idol. So
A match
Literally
made in
both.
hell.
Literally both of them contrast so well that it fills out the entire group.
yep.
Yoshiko likes the occult. Hanamaru likes bread.
Yep.
Together, they fight crime.
Together they are gay.
Oftentimes in season 2, Hanamaru makes fun of Yoshiko's occult-like conduct.
Thank you, Love Live Wiki.
Wait, is that actually what this says?
No,
Okay.
I don't think anyways. I just
I was gonna say, what the hell?
You made
What
that
goes-
up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
What
gonna say,
goes
like,
in
that's...
Source, it came to him in a dream?
Source, I made it up. Hello.
But what goes in between bread, Hanamaru? Air, Lewis. That's what's between bread.
I think.
Oh shit, Lewis has been
bacon's
typing
supposed
in
to-
chat this whole time.
Anyways.
Yeah, let's continue ignoring him.
That's why we brought up SMH
Yeah.
earlier.
For the sake of our sanity, let's continue ignoring him just this once.
What
Maybe.
actually called me a fucking Karen? What the fuck?
Oh gosh. Anyway, so the story is over, and I feel like I feel like we said goodbye to a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been around this one for a while, huh?
I was
Butterfree.
as I say, I was in there for literally 3 chapters, and literally just in like the Twitch chat trolling and
Dude,
in the intermissions.
I...
And I thought that was actually a really good, well-written fan fiction,
That's
and
what
there
we...
was there was knowledge behind that shit as well.
That's what we do at NME.
Yeah, no, that's back to the point that we make like every year on the anniversary episode.
Yeah.
We genuinely go out of our way to find decent fan fictions to read, so we're not just reading My Immortal.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes we read my stuff, Joey. Just
Yeah.
Yeah,
And sometimes-
sometimes we might even finish that fucking book we're writing.
we're writing a book.
Apparently.
You know, it's
Yeah.
funny how many
For like
times I've
5
seen
years
you guys
now,
bring it up.
apparently.
Oh, he's
I
back.
was literally
Oh,
about
dude.
to bring up My Immortal.
Lewis,
Yeah.
I will kick your ass. You do that again.
The brain cell!
Yeah. I mean, I read fan fiction on the regular, so, like, yeah.
I don't even read.
Only read manga. My mangoes.
The
I read mangoes.
Only if they're thin books, though. I don't.
Mango
read
Nation,
big
Fox
ones.
McCloud.
Oh no,
Mango
no,
Nation,
book only
Fox
reader.
McCloud.
What actually is the plot
Of
Of what?
of story time?
The plot of,
Plot
like,
of
the...
story time.
we have a
Okay, you know what?
What-
I'm
what-
actually.
What is
I'm
what
going
is
to-
the story time overarching story?
What?
This is
Alright,
the
you know what, I'm
overarching
going to-
story.
I'm going to actually answer that somewhat seriously.
Okay.
The point of story time with Scrappy and Friends is to provide a quote-unquote academic look at fan fiction and what makes good examples of that medium work.
Unless you're Doc and Knight.
I'd like to point
Yeah.
out I literally brought this up like a minute ago, but like he put it better.
Yep. Sure did.
Very strong quotes around academic, I'm sensing.
I still,
a lot of pages.
Brackets asterisk star.
honestly, I still say my favorite, one of the best ones we've done. Well, this one aside is also another Love Live fanfic which we did a few years ago, which was the last one I fucking did.
That was like, yeah, I know what you're talking. That's like really early on in story time.
Yeah,
That is still one of
I
my
know.
favorites,
yeah, right.
and it's not because I'm biased, I swear.
Harry,
You're a
That's what it
weeb.
is.
Honestly, if we didn't
I mean-
cap this shit to, like 10 chapters because of like how we actually go through this shit, I would actually force you guys at gunpoint to read Fallout Question because it's so good. But that is genuinely too long.
Yeah.
yeah, you'd be getting burnout from that. Like,
We'd be doing that
Eventually.
like every 3 episodes we went through like a chapter.
Yeah.
that would burn you out.
Did you say there's a chapter limit to what you read?
Well, that's up to Scrappy, but I think after a point it kind of gets a
Soft-
bit silly.
Soft limit. I think we've got like a soft limit of like 12 to 15, depending on actual chapter length.
I mean, I have stories that in the backlog that are way beyond that, but
Don't
And
feel
there's
like they'll actually get read.
always Enzite.
yeah.
There's
Never forget
always
Enzite.
insight.
You know, there's that one chapter Kingdom Hearts fic about Demix purchasing Enzite, you know. We can
Okay.
always resort to that, baby.
There's always that three-letter fucking fanfic SKU. I swear they
Okay.
actually finished that at one stage.
I like how
They
you-
wrote a whole fanfiction, they deleted it, and then when we last found it, like there's actually a whole ass fucking fanfiction.
I just love the fact that like I was just doing like Ocarina Randomize. You were talking about like bad fan fiction.
I went out of my way to find bad fanfiction and read it live in the middle of one of his live streams. It was fucking good.
Oh my god.
And then
Yeah.
we're done. I see we're done here.
Yeah. So that was okay.
Back on topic, I really liked that fanfiction, despite I wasn't even an active participant of it, and I hope we find other stuff that is equal to or higher quality than that.
Yeah, yeah, there's some good
Especially seeing as the
yeah.
one sus chapter was one the chapter that me and Lewis walked into by accident, and two actually so fucking good.
What possessed you two to come into this session, anyways?
Probably because we just
In fairness, I followed Joe.
I think it's because we're the three of us were playing Rocket League earlier, and then I guess these guys just had the energy from that.
Me and Lewis were listening
Harry's
to
fault,
music.
okay.
I saw the Siggy's Brain is now live notification. We finished listening to music, and then I heard like the audio come in because it was like open on the side on like a fourth tab that I forgot about, and I was like, "Oh shit!" They're reading story time. It's like, "Oh shit, this is actually good." Oh shit, I'm gonna troll these motherfuckers.
Let's see.
Sometimes that's all we need to get you on, huh?
Trust me, trolling is all it takes to get me on.
Sounds about right.
Understood.
Okay, so future plans.
Well, hold on. I want to hear what the
Scrappy, you know where I'm at.
I want to hear what everyone has to say about the story because I feel like we kind of just glossed over it.
Good.
I mean,
Well,
I
maybe
said
let's
what
talk
I
about the
had
story
to
then,
say.
and not bacon.
Yeah. Can we please like get back on track before this becomes like
Can
5
we-
hours?
Can we please though message the original story writer and tell them to rewrite the the 9th chapter, and instead of just eggs, like a proper like bacon egg sandwich, like
Full English.
my wife.
Any-
Hey, you know that story you finished 2 years ago? That Love Live Yuri fic? Yeah, you were missing some bacon in it.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
bacon.
yeah. Anyway, please.
Can we please like retroactively throw bacon in that story, because it'd be like it's so important to the plot and it like really adds to like the enjoyment and the immersion of the story.
Oh my god.
So if anyone actually wants to talk about how good the story is, that's your opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've already said a decent bit of what I had to say. Mainly, like I just like how the how like the perspectives kind of shifted toward whoever was like going into more emotional turmoil at that period in time.
Yeah.
And the ending was a bit abrupt, but I kind of vibe with it. I like open endings, so that's kind of chill with me.
I did want like one more chapter, but like
Yeah, like I think it like
more than that is too far.
I think in hindsight, I think the ending works, but I do remember the first time reading this, I was just like, hold on, wait, is that it? That can't be the end. There has to be like an extra chapter being made or something. But no, that's how it ends. And like,
It did actually need to be like a wedding reception chapter.
yeah, I get it.
More focus on the wedding reception.
I get it because it would have just been filler, but like, I don't know, it would have been nice.
Yeah, it felt like that last chapter was especially short as well, so it seemed kind of like the writer might have just wanted to get it over with at that point.
Yeah, it does give off that energy as well.
Yeah, I mean, 10th chapter, you're ready to end it. I mean, it succeeded in what they wanted to do.
And again, I read this as it was coming out, and I think there was like a massive gap at one point, and it just like it did kind of feel like, okay, let's just get this finished already.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think what's the author's name again?
Comma to the top.
Comma to the top.
With
Yeah.
underscores.
Yeah, I think they did a good job like wrapping things up.
Yeah. Now they moved on to greater things.
Yeah,
or should I say stranger things?
Yeah, it's
Ha-ha-ha.
like I just finished this fic and it's just like sequel when.
Equal one? Yeah. Yeah, honestly, where's the like 5 years later story?
Which is funny because this is already like taking place in the future.
Exactly. So like going 5 years even further into the future, where like things actually like properly heat up.
They're like,
They
It's
somehow
like there's
have a
more
kid.
there's more drama. There's more stakes to the drama. Like, oh,
Somehow Yoshiko is pregnant and neither of them
there's
understand
a
how.
there's a second wedding with one of the other members of the idol group, and it all
Ruby's
just
getting
like
married.
it all kicks off again.
suddenly Palpatine returned.
No,
It's Hanamaru's cousin getting married now.
Oh.
it's
No, it's just one of the random shrine women.
It's Nico's cousin. Let's go.
Nico's cousin. That's not even the correct group.
I don't give a shit. I don't watch the anime.
That'd be
No.
crazy. They just casually like, oh yeah, bro, Nico's getting married. Let's go to her wedding. And steal
Yo.
those rings.
Even though they're not part of our crew.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah.
I mean,
and
they-
then Sonic shows up and just like takes the rings.
I mean, the Aqua group know about Muse, but they don't
Yeah.
know them.
Yeah, unless we take All Stars into account, but we
That-
don't take All Stars into account. Who does that? I don't.
We don't talk about All Stars.
Ew,
Like
All Stars? Ugh.
That's-
Gosh.
I mean,
that's like saying the Olympic Games are canon.
Yeah, well.
I mean,
everybody
like
knows
the.
that's all
Are they
I mean,
not?
I mean,
No,
all.
it's filler. We all know it's filler.
I mean, all stars and the
I'd like
anime
to
are
filler.
like different continuities, aren't they?
Yeah, they're completely different.
was that, Joe?
continuities. For one,
I didn't
it's
say anything.
all
What are you
during a
talking
different
about, Lewis?
timeline.
You said something.
Yeah,
What?
anything.
Sensory overload. What is going on?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to saying what I stopped because I heard them saying stuff. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
All Stars is like a completely different timeline because for one, there weren't like none of those groups were in school at the same time as each other.
Yeah.
Like Muse had already etched their name in school idol history for years before that.
Yeah, they're
They were
probably,
treated as
like-
legends at the beginning of
Like-
Sunshine.
They're probably like in college or like something. I don't know.
Yeah. Who even knows? I mean, Maki's probably getting paid like 6 figures as a doctor or something, you know?
Yeah.
Nico's probably a stay-at-home mom.
Nico, a stay-at-home mom.
Absolutely.
I can see that.
I see that shit.
You don't even
I
know these
bet-
characters.
No. I've seen at least like 4 episodes of like the original season of Love Life.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, we
I
did.
can actually see that shit.
Yeah, a whole thing with Nico's character is that despite her being like all kooky and bubbly, she's taking care of like 3 younger siblings.
Yeah,
while
and
her
she's like a
mother's
really
away.
good. She's like a really good sister.
Yeah. So she
Even before Harry drags me at gunpoint when I move back home and like forces me to watch all of Love Life, like every.
Hey, no,
season.
You're gonna
that
get clogged
that
up
would
with
that
porn
would that would
sticks
only
and
happen when
no
we like
blinking.
move in. That's.
Yay. What?
Ayo.
Yo.
I mean, this
Joe, tonight has been very interesting. I've learned a lot of things about you.
I mean, yeah, these jokers know what I'm talking about, but
Guys, it's okay for
Well, I've secretly
It's
got
okay
the
for
voice
friends
of
to
a commander and
cohabitate, it's
people
not
listen
just-
to me.
guys. It's okay for people to cohabitate. It doesn't have to be inherently romantic. I'm not sure what the gasping is for.
yeah, I know because like these guys know like there's been plans to like move in together for years. Like there's not.
Many fucking years.
This is
Like,
not
oh
new
my
information.
God.
This is not new information.
Yo, but
So,
who's
like,
doing the dishes,
Yeah,
though?
I can't wait to like do a LP review on like Jason Xavier, and then just Joey just appears in the background out of nowhere.
Oh,
For the record, Lewis is doing the dishes, by the way.
I think that should.
Excuse
Do it,
me.
Rory.
I-
I
that-
do
that-
that for a living already. Leave me alone.
I yeah.
Yeah, I know you're good at it, unlike my current roommate.
We'll talk. We'll discuss this
Yeah.
like off screen. This is not important.
Okay,
This
so
is honestly talking shit and banter.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go because it's really late.
Yeah, you're telling me.
All I'm gonna say is I need to read this fanfiction properly, or actually, or probably
Or
better
you can
yet,
just watch our episodes and give us.
I was
reviews.
literally about to
Yeah,
say
you
I'm
know.
gonna watch
Okay.
I'm gonna watch through the rest of the episodes.
Yeah.
Matt and
Yeah.
Lewis is running
Boost
away
us in
because
that
he just
algorithm.
became the target of banter.
Bro, I
See
can
us
handle
react
them.
to Yoshiko saying she's gonna dress like a whore, you know?
Oh, whoa! Tell me
According-
more.
What?
No,
Tell me
according to the
more.
line read, she didn't say whore.
Good night,
Yep.
Lewis.
Good night,
Yo,
people.
skimpy dresses. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we are on to. I hate all of you, by the way.
Yeah,
I actively
best.
try. I know. I genuinely fucking try.
I was waiting for something like that from Scrappy. So he's probably like seething like in the corner right now.
He was just waiting for Lewis to leave, you know? It's all good.
Yeah.
While I crawled into the fetal position and crying.
Just
So, since I guess I think we've gotten all our final thoughts on the story out, so I guess we can just discuss future plans, like if we haven't telegraphed our future plans in multiple episodes at this point.
Gotta keep them updated, you know? You never know.
yeah.
Come on, Scrappy.
Yeah,
What's the next fanfiction?
Yeah.
Well, I
Review
think
it
it's
right
time
here.
we return the Super Mario Show. No. I think we are just gonna do the what's it called, Homestar Runner fic, and I need to actually read it. So
Same.
What
We'll
was
probably
that?
take
What was that?
a-
Homestuck?
Homestuck. No, no,
Homestar
home
Runner.
Homestar.
No,
Star Runner.
The entire chat just like, yeah.
I ain't here for none of that. No, I'm here for the Homestar Runner, you know?
Yeah, I'm not here for Homestuck.
Yeah, I mean,
Everyone's just like, batten the hatches.
yeah. I think we had like 2 Homestar one-shots in the pile because they're both really short, so we probably could squeeze both of those in an episode, and then after that we, I don't know.
Yo, the Homestar double feature episode?
Yeah, we'll have to.
yeah, too
Look into
strong,
it.
too bad.
Yeah, when are we doing the Devil's a Part-Time a Smart Fic?
Oh my god,
Never.
yes.
I probably
Yo, the
could
chicken
find.
I
with
would
Ronald,
actually
bro?
be down for that
I'd be
shit.
down.
I don't know about a smart fic, but I could look into like a Devil's a part-timer thing.
Okay, maybe not smart, but like saucy at least.
Actual Szechuan sauce, you know?
Like, like salty and slightly tangy.
Just the fact you, and then you're gonna go hot in the chat again.
But hey,
Dude,
but this thing's
in
because it's
my
slightly hot
defense-
sauce.
In my defense, right? That shit was actually hot. Like
The way
that
it
was
built
like
up was crazy.
that was like they were on top of each other before they were even touching each other, and then they were like, "Oh my god, tongue!"
Wow.
Okay, future.
It happened. You read it.
This is why we don't have women on the show, Joey.
I am fully aware why we don't have women on the show.
Yeah.
You're the problem.
It's literally not even me. I'm barely here like once every 5 months.
Now,
And
see,
when
that's
you are
the
here, it gets worse.
impact.
I hope Bucky
You're
doesn't see
enabling
this
us.
episode.
I don't know. I feel like there was a lot of bacon talk that would have made it pretty entertaining anyway.
she would.
I would
see-
also like to say I'm a lot better today than I was 4 years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if she sees this episode, it's like, I don't want to be part of the super fic anymore, bye.
The way to leak that, you know? Wow.
A real tragedy.
Yo, freaking internal spoilers. What?
Yeah, what the heck, man?
I mean, like, that's already known, right?
It's
Yeah.
been. I feel like someone already said the subject out loud, but I'm going to tell everyone to not give it away again. Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
What subject?
I
Well,
don't know what
Joey.
subject you're talking about. To be honest, let's just move on to something else because I don't know what subject we're talking about. Isn't that right, Scrappy?
This
Thank
is the
you.
subject?
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about this story that we read tonight on this stream.
I
That's
genuinely
crazy.
thought that as well. I actually thought we were talking about that.
Oh, that's good.
Like, I'm part-time here, I'm genuinely out of the loop.
We'll tell you later.
Oh dear god. I also
So-
consented to, like, a story that's not even written, so...
Anyways.
Spoilers.
Spoiler.
Y'all blew up my train of thought, so we'll be reading The Strong Bad Fix, and honestly, that will probably be after, like, a break of sorts. I think we need a break. So,
Need to break my neck.
Ooh. Oh, my neck felt weird after you said that. Oh, whoa, whoa.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
You're not
Just
even
like-
the problem. I was always the problem from day one. So, as Scrappy was saying,
Yeah, I'm waiting for Scrappy once more.
for real.
Is he gone?
I think he's tired of this garbage.
Is he dead? I mean, usually, you know, there's always that one period of time each time we do this where he's, like, gone.
my internet did cut out a few times,
Okay.
but there was so little dialogue for me. There was so little dialogue for me during the session that you probably just didn't notice.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
I thought he was doing the teacher sits in silence thing.
Probably
Like,
was.
just standing at the front of the class, finger and mouth, like, oh wait!
I'll wait.
You'll...
And then-
Instant PTSD for anyone listening.
And then the teacher realizes that they're supposed to be teaching their students, so they freak out and try to rush everything out really quickly because they realize they wasted 5 minutes that they could have spent actually teaching the students who want to learn.
Literally couldn't be me with a teaching assistant qualification. Yeah, shit happened since the last time I fucking showed up on stream.
Hmm. Getting all these qualifications.
Actually
all
became a
these
teaching
places.
assistant. Lol.
Congratulations.
It was short-lived.
My condolences.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
That's not a story for stream.
no.
Okay, so I believe it is in our best interest to just take a break. I need to do other things.
I think we've rotted Scrappy's brain.
yeah, after all this,
He
like
needs
nonsense.
a break from us. That's what this
He-
break is for.
And all
Yeah.
he had to do was listen this stream. He didn't say much.
Yeah.
I wasn't even part of this.
You made yourself
You
part
weren't
of the
even
stream,
supposed to
Joey.
be.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
So, anyways, are we just gonna
Bad.
stop here? Like, do we have anything else?
I'm trying to find some way to at least provide a quote-unquote stable finale for us to hit on
You want me to just
So-
throw in a thank you for watching?
in
Uh,
time.
well,
Thank you.
well, this is Scrappy's show. I'd kind of prefer him to finish
Yeah,
us
he's the
off.
host with the most.
Mario.
You want to rephrase that, Harry?
Wait,
Hey,
what?
yo.
Wait, what did I say?
Finish me.
You,
Finish
you,
me.
you want Scrappy to finish us off?
I mean,
Like
I have.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, he
He's playing
pro-
Mortal Kombat
he
on here.
probably-
Finishing him,
He
yeah.
probably wants. He probably wants to
Finish
shoot all of us after all this stuff.
I don't know.
Camera.
He's just practicing his right to bear arms, you know? It's all good.
Bear arms, damn.
Yeah.
His arms be thick then.
Yeah, man. If he's able to shoot us with his bare arms, oh, wow.
Yo, cybernetic bear arms with guns.
Nah, bro, he just punches
Very
so hard it
American.
fires a wind bullet at us. It's crazy.
All right, yeah, please.
Oh, he's a Dragon Ball character.
Okay, yeah, please send us off, Scrappy, before we lose our minds more.
Oh no, all of you already lost your minds a good time some time ago. So Yes,
I take pride in that.
that's what scares me, Joey. So
Mm.
we will probably take a break, return with Strong Bad fan fiction, and then after that, I think hopefully I'll have something written that we can just read on air and should be intended as a 1-2 shot story. And by that point, it probably will be June, and at which point I have to have written the project. So yeah, there's that. For those of you who have not been terrified by our conduct, Storytime is accepting applications for new voice actors. Please send a message
Always.
to me. please send a message to me or Harry, and yeah, I guess we'll go from there.
Please don't be scared away from because of Joey. It's fine.
I do admit I am terrifying. I'm actually a threat to society.
Do please be scared of me. I've been really trying to bring up that serial killer vibe, you know, just so then people look my way when someone goes missing.
The way you said that actually gave the vibe, so good job.
Crazy, because that's just me trying to hold back from the full bass of my voice, trying to pump out. Because like sometimes when I speak into my mic, I can hear myself vibrating through my headphones, and I'm like, "Whoa, that doesn't feel good." But when I hold back, it sounds like that.
If it gives me the vibe of someone I can trust, then it's definitely someone I shouldn't trust.
Alright. Yeah.
That's
I'm
everything. Huh?
sorry. Just
Thanks
I'm
for watching,
sorry.
guys. I'm not even supposed to be here.
Yeah, K,
PM.
thanks, bye.
Bye bye.